Alright, over the last year I have been lucky enough that quite a few of the wholesalers from my bike shop have sent me a plethora of tyres to change, and I've ridden them for maybe 2 or 3 weeks each, and then I've changed them and then another one's come in and another one's come in. So I thought I would compile all of that data and let you guys know what I think the best road tyre is in 2023, because I have tested it a lot. Right, so this is how the point system is going to work. We're going to have a 5-point system, and then I'm going to test it on comfort, speed, the grip, the usability of the tyre, and then the puncture protection. So the point system is going to be 1, it's going to be poos, 2 is going to be it's okay, and then 3 points it's going to be average, 4 points is good, like a good all-round tyre, and then 5 is excellent, like top of the range, can't get any better than that. So the tyres we're going to be reviewing today, we're going to be doing the Conti GP5000, the Vittoria CORSA Pro, the new one, not the old one, the Pirelli P0s, the SCHWALBE P1s, and the Maxxis Refuge. Those are the tyres that I've used over the last 8 or 9 months. And just a little disclaimer, all the tyres that we're reviewing today, I'm going to be talking about them as if they were set up tubeless between a 28mm and a 32mm. So the first one we're looking at today is the Maxxis Refuge. This is a more of a training tyre than a race tyre. You wouldn't want to race on this. We use this mostly for training, puncture resistance and stuff. Awesome tyre, and I'd say the comfort level of this, when you pump these things up, especially this one, this is in a 32, you've got a nice wide carbon rim, you can run these down to like 50 psi, so I'd say comfort, definitely 5 points, speed on these, 2 points. This is a very slow tyre, and you will realise that as soon as you go training on it. The grip on this in the wet, I'd probably give it a 3. You when you're going downhill, it's fairly confident, but you wouldn't want to be railing any corners and you wouldn't want to be putting the bike on any angles on this. So I'd say 3 points for grip, usability 3, quite a thick tyre, quite hard to get onto the rim, and then puncture resistance 5. I haven't had a puncture on this. Ari and also Lucas got these, and I don't think any of us have had punctures on them, so that's 6 tyres without a puncture, so yeah, pretty good score. So the next tyre is the SCHWALBE Pro 1. I use these for gravel and tar and Crip Nationals, and then a couple of weeks either side of that. I did a Crip in Australia on these as well. Yeah, not my favourite tyre. They're fairly fast. I'd give them, comfort-wise, because you're running them tubeless, these are a 28, I would give them a 4. Speed, they are a fast tyre, they're quick. They're not as quick as some of the top ones, I would say, in my own personal opinion, so I give them a 4 for that. Grip, definitely railed a few corners on them. I'd say probably a 4 for grip. Usability, pretty easy tyre to get on. Had no problems getting this on the wide rims, so that's a 4 as well. I had a double puncture at our road champs, and they just would not seal, front and rear. They'd like seal and then they'd just start splurting again, and then they'd seal and they'd just start splurting again. So I'm going to have to give them a 2 for puncture protection. I've had a few other people say that they are really good until you get a piece of wire or glass in them, and then they just do not seal. So I'm going to give them a 2 for that, which also gives them 18 points on the chart. Right, the next tyre we're reviewing is the one I've got on my bike at the moment. This is the Pirelli P0. This is also tubeless. I'm running this in a 30 as well. Yeah, super cool tyre. They look really good. Obviously Pirelli is a massive brand. Everyone kind of knows Pirelli with race car tyres and everything. So comfort wise, obviously I'm a bit biased because I've been riding these quite a lot, and I've got them in a 30, so I can run these. I run these tend to be about 70 psi. Super comfortable on the road, so I'd say they're not as comfortable as like one of those bigger tyres, but I'll give them a 4 for comfort. Speed wise, definitely a fast tyre. Like, this is a proper race tyre. You can feel that it's a race tyre. You can rail corners on it. It feels sticky as well on the road, which is what you want. So I'm gonna give it a 5 for speed. Grip wise, like in the wet, I had a little bit of I was going down a descent the other day on my ride, and it's not quite as confidence inspiring as some of the other tyres, so I'm only going to give it a 3 for grip. I think this is definitely a dry weather race tyre, so in the middle of summer this is like perfect, but I'm not sure. I needed a little bit more testing, but yeah, I've had a few little touch of the white line and you're a little bit shaky, so they're definitely not, in my opinion, confidence inspiring at the moment. So 3 for grip, usability 4, fairly easy tyre to get on. You can get it on with pretty much 2 hands and then 1 tyre lever, so that's good. Puncture resistance, I haven't had a problem with the puncture yet on these, so that's really good, so I give them 4 for that. So yeah, the Pirelli, we're going to give it 20 points, at the top of the table at the moment. So then the next tyre that we are going to be reviewing is the Vittoria CORSA Pro, and this is the new one. I did a bit of a review. These are the ones that I put onto the BMC build. The last years and the year before that, I didn't even touch Vittoria tyres. They had like the tyre was made up of like 2 compounds. So they had the graphene, like the tan wool down the side, and then the top bit, the gripper, was stuck onto the top of it, and they just delaminated after 1,000 kilometers. I had so many come in, they're coming in and out of the store, and I've heard from multiple people, you get about 1,000 Ks out of them and they just slowly start lifting up, and you can put your finger under there. So people were trying to like glue them down, but nothing really works. So obviously they've listened to the consumer, and they've completely redesigned their tyre, and it looks so much better. I used to be a very big Vittoria fanboy when I was on tubeless. Before I went tubeless, all my tyres were Vittoria CORSA Pros, and they're still on my disc and on my C75. Still got the Vittorias on there. They're super nice tyres. So I'm happy to see that they've kind of gone back to what was working, and they haven't got that stupid eco glue on there anymore. So points wise, I'd say that this is probably the most like comfort. They're probably the most like aggressive tyre, like definitely race day tyre. So I'd say probably a 3 for comfort. Speed, definitely one of the fastest tyres. They still feel fast. As soon as I put them on the BMC, I could feel they're so much nicer than the endurance tyre that I had on there. So 5 for speed. Grip, I'd definitely race on these wet and dry, so I'm going to give them a 4 for grip. Usability 5, probably one of the easiest tyres I've had to get on. Some of the old ones, you would have to stretch them on and stuff, really hard to get on. This one just went straight onto both these rims, so that's pretty impressive. So I'm going to give them a 5 for usability. Puncture resistance, I did have one nick when it was tubeless. It did seal a couple times, and then I was able to ride it for a couple more days, and then ended up probably getting something else in it, and then I had to put a tube in there. But I'd say I'd give them a solid 4 for puncture protection. So that's top of the ranks now, 21 points. So then last but not least, the Continental GP 5000 tubeless. Probably I would say the top tyre on this entire list. I've ridden Contis for probably the last 2 years since the Vittorias have kind of like, they got a little bit shit. So I would say this is the best tyre on the market at the moment. In my opinion, if someone was going to come into my store and buy a tyre off me, this would be the first go-to, and then probably Vittoria. Yeah, Conti, I'd say 4 for comfort. It's definitely a pretty comfortable tyre. It's just, they just find a nice balance between comfort, race and training. You can do everything you want on this tyre. That's why I like it the most. So yeah, 4 for comfort. Speed, definitely 5. It's a race tyre. You can get some seriously good times out of them. A lot of people race on these and they do very well. Grip, probably the most confidence inspiring tyre that I've ever used. So yeah, I would definitely give that a 5. I rode this tyre the whole way when I was in America and Belgium, and I never had a crash or anything, and they do feel very good around the corners. So yeah, definitely a 5 for grip, a 4 for usability. They're pretty much the same as the Vittorias. Like, you take them out and they're pretty easy to get on. They're not too bad to get on. The best thing that, because they come in these boxes, is to like take them out, leave them overnight to like kind of like get out of the stretched face, because they got all the creases in them, and then put them on. And then 4 for puncture resistance. Like, they're probably the industry standard. Like, you are gonna get punctures on them, but when they seal really well, and you can still ride for days and days. So yeah. So yeah, I'm going to give the Conti GP 5000 22 points, which just puts it 1 point ahead of the Vittoria. But yeah, this is definitely my favourite tyre for 2023. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video and you have a tyre that you would like me to review that I haven't reviewed in this one, let me know in the comments below what tyre. I can pretty much get everything through the shop. So yeah, let me know what I've missed. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. It helps out with the channel a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers.